What drives a mother to murder her husband? In ancient Greece, few tales capture the dark depths of revenge quite like the story of Clytemnestra, the queen who waited 10 years to serve justice as cold as the blade she wielded. Our story begins in Mycenae, a mighty fortress city of ancient Greece, where Queen Clytemnestra ruled alongside her husband, King Agamemnon. Their marriage was once a happy one, blessed with 4 children, including their beloved daughter Iphigenia. But the gods had other plans, and their family's peace would soon shatter like a clay vessel dropped from Olympus itself. When Agamemnon's brother Menelaus lost his wife, Helen, to the Trojan prince Paris, all of Greece prepared for war. 1,000 ships gathered at Aulis, ready to sail for Troy. But the winds refused to blow. Day after day, the massive fleet sat motionless on still waters, as if Poseidon himself held them in contempt. Desperate for answers, Agamemnon consulted the prophet Calchas, who delivered devastating news. The goddess Artemis demanded a sacrifice, Agamemnon's own daughter, Iphigenia. Only her blood could appease the goddess and grant favorable winds for the journey to Troy. Faced with an impossible choice between his daughter and his duty as commander of the Greek forces, Agamemnon made a decision that would seal his fate. He lured Iphigenia to Aulis under the false pretense of marriage to the great warrior Achilles. Instead of a wedding, the young princess found herself on an altar, her own father holding the knife that would end her life. When news reached Clytemnestra of her daughter's death, something broke within her. The loving wife transformed into an instrument of vengeance, her heart hardening like bronze in a smith's forge. For 10 long years, while Agamemnon fought at Troy, she planned her revenge with meticulous precision. During those years of waiting, Clytemnestra found solace in the arms of Aegisthus, Agamemnon's cousin who harbored his own grudge against the king. Together, they ruled Mycenae, preparing for the day when the victorious king would return from war. That day finally arrived in a blaze of triumph. Agamemnon came home as a conqueror, bringing with him Cassandra, a Trojan princess blessed with prophecy, but cursed to never be believed. The citizens of Mycenae celebrated their king's return, but Clytemnestra's smile masked darker intentions. She welcomed her husband with false warmth, ordering servants to lay out purple tapestries fit for a god. Agamemnon, perhaps sensing the impropriety of walking on such luxury, initially refused. But Clytemnestra's persuasive words wore down his resistance, and he strode into his palace like a man walking to his own funeral. In what followed, Clytemnestra revealed the full measure of her vengeance. As Agamemnon bathed, celebrating his homecoming, she trapped him in a net and struck him down with an axe. Cassandra, who had foreseen this bloody end but could do nothing to prevent it, met the same fate. Standing over her husband's body, Clytemnestra declared her act one of justice, not mere murder. She had avenged her daughter, paying blood with blood as the ancient laws demanded. The chorus of citizens, though horrified, could not deny the terrible logic of her revenge. But violence begets violence in the world of Greek tragedy. Clytemnestra's act of vengeance would have far-reaching consequences, especially for her remaining children. Her son Orestes, who had been sent away as a child, would eventually return to avenge his father, continuing the cycle of bloodshed that seemed to curse the house of Atreus. This tale, immortalized in Aeschylus's trilogy, the Orestes, speaks to timeless themes that still resonate today. It explores the conflict between justice and revenge, between family loyalty and civic duty, between divine law and human law. Clytemnestra stands as one of literature's most complex characters, a grieving mother, a betrayed wife, a calculating queen, and a ruthless avenger. The story challenges us to consider difficult questions about justice and vengeance. Was Clytemnestra justified in her actions? Does one crime excuse another? Can the cycle of violence ever truly end? These questions haunted the ancient Greeks just as they trouble us today. The influence of this tale extends far beyond ancient Greece. It has inspired countless works of art, literature, and drama across the centuries. Modern adaptations continue to explore its themes, finding new relevance in its examination of justice, gender roles, and the devastating impact of violence on families and societies. In the end, Clytemnestra's story reminds us that revenge, though sweet in the moment, often bears bitter fruit. It shows us how a single act of violence can ripple through generations, leaving no one untouched by its destructive wake. Perhaps most importantly, it warns us that justice, when pursued without mercy, can become indistinguishable from the very crimes it seeks to punish.